Loot.bet. Made for live betting.
Welcome back to our Loot.bet CS League Season 2, and of course to our third and final map of the night. It's DE versus GL, aka Dream Eaters versus Gamer Legion, and it is Overpass, our final map of this best of 3 series, and the winner going into the grand finals, while the loser having to face off for the third place match, or going into the finals as well, depending if they win or not in that third place match. But in any case, we'll be kicking off with the knife round. Yeah, okay, everybody's in. I was like concerned for a second, right? Is or more so our Gamer Legion playing with a man deficit? But luckily they're not. By the way, Gamer Legion are starting on the T side, if somebody's not wondering. On the knife, at least. We haven't yet to decide or see who's going to start on the pistol. But I'm kind of deviating. Of course, I'm not alone. My friend Kieran is here with me. We're having some fun, and we had some fun already today. 6 maps, 2 best of 3s. The full distance, we could say.
Yeah, definitely the full extent of both series going to be had. I think Overpass is going to be an interesting map to round it off on, considering that Dream Eaters have had their own problems on this map in the past. But Gamer Legion, kind of the same. They do have a little bit of an advantage coming into this, of course, just being the better side in general. But overall, Dream Eaters, they have proven in the past that they can close out this map as well. So it's going to be an interesting one, much like we saw on Train, although there's this time more results to go off. And especially knowing that both of these teams like to play this map as well, we should be seeing much more of a spectacle to round off the series.
Pretty much so, indeed. I would expect this to be a pretty close match. From what we've seen on Train from Dream Eaters, from what we've seen on Dust, obviously, you know, Dust being a bit more of a disappointment than anything, I guess we could say still that Train was definitely a welcoming change and a welcome, I guess you could say, improvement. But Gamer Legion on the other side, kind of disappointing on a few points here and there, making a few crucial mistakes, you know, making a few crucial errors that eventually cost them the map itself. But here we go. It is going to be round 1. It's going to be the pistol starting up, and GL will be starting on the T side as initially seen on the knife round. But wise, they look like they're going to be going into a bit of a default. 1 man in connector, 1 towards Monster, and 3 guys playing towards Playground. But Scream, he's going to find an entry already. This is excellent for GL.
Such a good start to be able to take a man down so quickly. But not really, as Cradden does all the work that he's done already. Makes it incredibly hard to be able to keep this man advantage. And already Sviat being pressured inside of Connector, so at least another man spotted Hampus though. He's realized that he's walked out onto the B bomb site. Oh, this could be so perfect. Hampus. Oh, so good. He takes out a first. Even with the knowledge of a second, it's not really going to impact too heavily. Hate justifying once. Sviat trades again. And at least with Hampus dead, it makes it maybe a little bit easier. 50 seconds on the clock approaching. That was Forrester able to rotate, help his teammate out. Sviat being pressured. Maybe comes away with 1, but can't even do that. Forrester deleted, and Gamer Legion, they find themselves the pistol round to begin on Overpass.
Yeah, and a pretty clean start as well. I mean, sure, they lose 2, but they pretty much clean out the rest. GL 1-0, and Dream Eaters forced to go into an eco. Now, this is where I guess we could say Gamer Legion, they did start off with a 4-0 result on Dust, and it was their T side that they started off their 4-0 result with. And they already, you know, or they made it look pretty simple in the second half with 9 rounds in a row being won on the CT side. I would dare say, though, that Dream Eaters, this is a similar start, or more so, I wouldn't say similar yet because we don't know how the next few rounds will go, but the gun round will prove to show whether or not it is a similar start to that of Dust. I gotta say, Gamer Legion, if they start off with a 4-0 result again, or, you know, something of the like, something very close to that, things could take a wild turn. Hampus somehow gets onto site, he gets a kill, but finally punished for his mistake and will be taken down in the end. But That's a single UMP. That's not worth much if you think about it. If you don't have Kevlar, you can't really use it the way somebody with Kevlar can, or more so, as useful as it is, it's not really that good at close range engagements unless you can contend against an AK's fire. But what I'm getting at here is Dream Eaters, this is no easy task. This is no easy job for them. And unless they're able to find the victory in the first or the second gun round, if the first is lost, then this CT half might just be a repeat of Dust.
And that's the scary part, especially when Gamer Legion was so solid. Not only to be able to secure enough T rounds, but then, like you said, those 9 in a row on the CT side. On a map that they're going to feel more comfortable on, like a Dust 2 or an Overpass, it definitely calls to mention that Gamer Legion probably will have a similar start, if not, you know, better with how they can keep Dream Eaters at bay early game. But with this being the first gun round, we will now see the CTs able to invest AUGs and M4s alike. Not too much utility, but I'm glad that we see a couple of defuse kits. Oh, they're going to bring out the short boost. And this could actually really work for a couple of kills. Fiat, he takes down one, but that's all it's good for. But at least shocks Gamer Legion back into motion. Get themselves back on track. The bomb to be collected from back of Monster, and they'll divert toward the A bomb site. Probably the smarter call as well. But even so, there are still a couple of men to contend with. And especially with the split so far with Hampus up towards short. 2 players down toward the B bomb site. The attention wanting to be diverted by Gamer Legion across this map. And as Hampus and Nort go for these peaks, first to be lined up, but both has at least traded back eventually. Crad shuts down one of his own as well. Existence to trade, but down to a 1 versus 3. No bomb in hand. And Dream Eaters will find themselves a first round here already on that CT side. Forrester does get picked off, but Kinky to finish.
What a weird round from Gamer Legion. I'm very much not impressed by how they handled this 4-on-4. Instead of going on towards B together, they kind of split towards A, did one, or more so picked up 1 kill, and that's it, losing 2 players. And then they pushed Monster at the same time, not giving the CTs time to even relocate, or more so I guess you could say rotate. What they tried to do was sell the fake towards A, tried to sell the take towards A, forcing a rotation from Dream Eaters, but they did both pushes pretty much at the same time, or at least close to being the same time, and kind of, you know, nullifying the result of one and the other. But Existence, Deagle in hand, okay. He's going to take the head off Speeduck, back to a 5-on-4. Ooh, long peek. Oh, Existence, okay, dinks Kinky, back to 5 HP. What is this magic? Gamer Legion. They're finding success where there should be 0 success. And by the looks of it, they might actually... What? Okay, thank God. I was like, Crad? Or more so, where did Crad lose 97% of his HP? And then I realized he's actually on B, not in that short position on A. But yeah, it's going to be a B take.
Molotov just got thrown. Scream ran through it and lost no HP. He's a little wizard. He's a magician out here. Existence... He'll take the head of Forrester. Crad finally able to trade. Looks to deny Nok, but the bomb at least to be planted. 2 players with a combined HP of 8. And this is such a good setup from Gamer Legion. All backing out of that short position. Getting themselves in such a good spot right now. Nok, all he has to do is play that timing. He knows the bomb has been tapped, and as he finds a first, that might just be enough. The defuse to come through. Finally off it. Fiat spamming. Is there enough time? Yes, there definitely is. A lot of damage done, but eventually Dream Eaters, they ride out with the round. A lot of HP lost there and some kills potentially to be given up a little weak. But either way, Dream Eaters get 2 on the board and tie things up. Gamer Legion able to repurchase back into that full buy, though. AWP on Nork. Remember the last time we saw him on Overpass, he was monstrous with that AWP.
I don't want to remember that. You know, it triggers my PTSD of how monstrous he was. No, seriously, I think he did like 40 kills, didn't he? He had something of the like. I think he like really just destroyed anybody and everybody, single-handedly, almost picking up 4 or 5 rounds. But ooh, Hampus, he's aggroing through Monster. Not exactly the smartest decision, down to 15 HP. And this is the gun round that Gamer Legion are relying on winning. Because if they win this, they break Dream Eaters. They put themselves on potentially 4 rounds. And above all else, they were able to, you know, put a bit of fear, instill a little bit of fear in Dream Eaters themselves. Sviat, he's alone on A by the looks of it, and he's kind of holding a bit passively, not really checking short or anything. You can be surprised if he's not going to be careful enough. The smoke deploys on long, though. I'm not sure what the... Okay, I guess in the end, Sviat doesn't check his... Oh, okay, existence! Fair enough, I guess that works out. The smoke is going to be walked by existence, and somehow, you know, nobody's watching it. Nobody's even... It's not suspicious that the smokes deploy just in front of long, and you what? You don't look at the smoke? It's not your friend's smoke, it's not your smoke, it's their smoke, meaning they're either gonna push it, or they will, you know, they will throw some utility, try to force your attention to it. In any case, it is gonna be the round to GL, and Forster and Kinky. Best case scenario, they save the 2 rifles, and potentially buy the next, if Kinky and Forster both save, of course, which is still a big if. Well, not for long, though, I guess.
Yeah, and like you said, best case is they do carry those 2 rifles over. Gamer Legion's such a confident round out of them again, and being able to dismantle Dream Eaters this easily in a full gun round definitely doesn't bode in the sort of best kind of scenario for the CTs, and this time, like you said, they will now be broken. Sviat, Krad, all not able to purchase. The best case is that Kinky does have a little bit of money in the reserve, so they will actually get some form of mediocre buy round out of this. In Gamer Legion, they'll be looking to progress further, though. 4 AKs, that 1 AWP on Naught yet again. I'm loving the fact they're going to show a little bit of early connector aggression, get inside of the CT's territory very, very quickly. But Speedak, he'll go for an aggressive play of his own. Up toward Party, but doesn't really find too much out of it. HS, the life saved. Scream eventually able to be kept alive, but as Sviat looks for a little bit of aggression of his own, I think he might have been spotted there. The boost might actually have been at least realized. Yeah. But with a minute 20 on the clock, not really too much they can do about it. Krad, was that a boost of their own? It might have been.
It was. Smart decision by Dream Eaters, really. Oh, but this is not exactly a smart decision. Nobody watching Monster and you jump spotting short? Yeah, that just calls for trouble, calls for a free kill almost. No, what? Krad, what are you doing? That is not the way to defend B side. And well, Nock will immediately find himself one more. It's an A play coming up from Gamer Legion. But it doesn't really matter. Speedak, his only concern right now is to save this AWP, to get the hell out of here, and make sure he can, you know, keep it up for the next few. Gamer Legion has expected as predicted, 4-2, and Dream Eaters will be forced onto an eco finally. They did save up the 2 rifles last round, so that's the only reason why they even invested here, and it wasn't a bad choice, just simply put, not realized well enough. This is going to be a tough cookie to crumble, though, for Dream Eaters. You know, Gamer Legion, once they get into that comfortable zone, once they start ramping up with a few kills and they get the economy going, you will see a lot more aggression. You will see a lot more, I guess you could say, just weird plays maybe even at a point, I guess is the best way to describe them. What I'm trying to get at is basically, there's not going to be many defaults. They're going to be looking towards connector to go for quick kills. They're going to be going towards A for quick kills. You know, they're going to be looking for those early entries, and they're going to be given those early entries if Dream Eaters will allow for it. Now, I like this stacking into connector. They've got a lot of a lot of firepower on one place, and they can easily take a rifle or 2 out of the hands of GL, which certainly, certainly would bode well for them. But Hampus just says hello. Oh, wow. Okay, fair enough. Cleaning house. It's like you call a cleaning service, and they don't just clean your house; they simply put bleach it all. Point in hand is Dream Eaters. They are in dire trouble. No AWP for Speedak unless they want to go glass cannon, as well as the fact that, well, lose this round and Gamer Legion go up to 7, which is even worse of all because it is the C side of Overpass they're playing on, presumably a side that they are, well, I guess you could say worse than the CT on. So this is going to be a difficult one.
Yeah, it definitely is, and especially considering that while Dream Eaters can play Overpass, they've not particularly come up against a squad that do have this kind of tenure on a map like Overpass. And that's what kind of makes it difficult. But even so, That's a beautiful first entry fight to take out Existence. The attention to be grabbed by Crad inside of Connector. Beautiful flashbang, and that should at least be some damage done, but Scream will be able to find one in return. A nice grenade back onto Hampus, though, as he's at least tagged down low. Speedak finds a return, but again, Hampus, man, able to refrag once more and keeps it at a 3 versus 3 in a time where realistically that could have been a 4-on-2 so quickly. Game of Legion, they do keep a level head moving forward, and a minute left on the clock. HS to sit back and wait. There is a man inside of Connector that could oppose him, but right now the B bomb site entirely clear and ripe for the taking from this T side. And as soon as they get down to this lower position, as soon as they realize, Kinky, HS, beautiful reaction. That's such a good frag to find. 3 versus 2, and Hampus and HS both pretty low. But as that bomb is planted, it now asks a lot out of Dream Eaters in this retake.
I want to know what the thinking for HS is, that he's leaving his 2 teammates in a 3-on-2 alone to deal with this. At 11 HP, he's not going to be able to do much of anything. And, well, there goes one. He's already been hurt by Forcer. It's a free kill for him. And all eyes on Mr. Knock. And, well, with no bullets left, that's the ending of the round. Bit of a mistake from Game of Legion, I would say. HS certainly dying for nothing. Instead of staying on short, instead of being there to support his teammates, Dream Eaters are allowed to take the round 5-3, and that is a pretty good turn back in the last moment. The last clutch, I guess you could say, to save the economy for DE. Not much money saved up, though, and they're going to be forced to play with an MP9, presumably even a secondary. Yeah, there's the second MP9. This is pretty bad for Dream Eaters still. They have to make a few consecutive wins to actually, you know, call it a day, to call it, okay, successful first half almost. The op on Speedak, though, is the one thing that I think everybody should keep an eye on. If he can get a few entries, if he can do some damage, that's perfect. But oh my god, Knock pushes through Monster, is burning to death just before or just after he kills the one man. Forster still gets one more, though. HS again going through the smoke. What is this? Game of Legion. They're pushing through smoke and Molotov for some reason, and, well, they're not getting very far for it. That's a bit of a waste of a buy, isn't it?
Yeah, essentially just throwing away whatever they had there when they run through those smokes, not really to gain too much from it. With a man disadvantage and Hampus already tagged down to relatively low points of health, they do have to be so careful and already inhibited by the setup that Dream Eaters have. Forrester will at least get caught off, but not before Sviat. A swift response from him keeps the advantage back in the hands of those CTs. And at this point, it does just get a little more difficult. Game of Legion will have to try and wrap their way around toward the A bomb site. 2 AKs in hand, so still enough firepower to make this kind of round work, but they have to be able to breach the bomb site in itself. Not being able to do so, of course, will result in certain death. Especially with the way that they're situated right now. Speedak, he is so aware that there could be a man coming from this A-long position just to at least check, make sure he has lockdown on all angles, but as soon as they show themselves, bullets will come flying, and Dream Eaters, they could or should be able to close out.
Yeah, there
the
it
fourth
is.
round first to be confirmed as that smoke down. Probably no chance for a plant either. There we go. Kinky to finish 5-4, and Dream Eaters, they get 2 consecutive rounds here on the CT side.
And that's what I was speaking about. That's what I wanted to see out of Dream Eaters, and they do exactly so. They establish a little bit of money in the bank. They get themselves in a comfortable spot now. They can start building their momentum and their economy alongside it. They certainly need to have both in order to beat Game of Legion, though. It's another buy, almost another investment from GL, and they've got a lot of money they can still bank up on, or more so back up on. With loss bonus approaching about maximum soon, Game of Legion are certainly in a pretty nice position overall. The op on Knock once more, 4 AKs, a limited amount of utility though, only 2 smokes, so the execute is going to have to be quick and simple, and there's no fakes around it, although HS, he's in the hunt on in Connector. If he gets the kill on Krat, that's pretty much B site locked out completely, although Kinky's waiting behind the corner there, so the reflex should still be available to Dream Eaters. Yeah, there it goes, HS, he's kind of lingering too long, and he's going to be paying the price for it, so a free kill to Dream Eaters, and it's a B hit. Forrester finds himself a second. And now all Dream Eaters have to do is wait for the utility to be used up by GL. You know, they can go for the retake. Screw the plant. Give them the plant. Nobody cares. As long as you win the round, that's the only thing that matters in the end. The money will not help GL win rounds. And well, or at least not in this kind of scenarios. And well, as I've said right now, a 5-on-3 retake should be very much doable for DE. 4 players through Graffiti though and 1 through Heaven. Perhaps not the best case to go for, but certainly not the worst. Oh, knock though. Nice shot.
Oh. He's done to Crad as well as he's dropped down to 12. Nork just missed the first shot, but he lands himself a second existence.
Oh!
To clean up 1 and Nork, beautiful. Ampus, oh sorry, Stream to steal away the frag though, and there we go. 6-4.
That was...
In Gamer Legion, they win such a really random retake. That should have been Dreammeters locking that out. Yeah, that was really, really weak from the CT side. Expected a little more with the way that they were going to aggress.
I mean, it's a 5-on-3, right?
Yeah, like, exactly.
You surely you can do at least, you know, surely it can be a little bit better for you when in that kind of position. Unfortunately for Dreammeters, it's not. It's a force buy. It's back to a, an M4 and AUG, actually double AUG, no Kevlar for Speedak even. Jesus, this guy's going all in that case. To be honest, the modding connector, yes, it was important. A few of the viewers do point out, yes, it's true. It was important because it put a halt to the push from connector short, so they couldn't take 2 positions at the same time. But in the end, it wasn't a crucial one because there was still so much time to play after it that they simply screwed up because they all jumped into water and nobody really trying to cross bridge getting onto site. And that's it. End of the story, unfortunately. But in the end, Gamer Legion will win this, well, I guess force buy as well as Dreammeters. They have not much to offer, not much on the plate they can work with. And, you know, I think they should be looking towards a save. Honestly, a 5-on-3 retake is never going to happen, especially not on B. Just save the rifles, keep them close to you, and if you can save it up fully, if you can really bring all together, or so all 3 together into the next, I think you can buy another one. Like, why not, you know, go for another force? Screw it. You've already forced once, why not try once more?
Yeah, exactly, and I think with the way that Dreammeters do work, especially considering that they can get the rifles back out in the next with the loss bonus, we should most likely see, if not a full set of these guys. Yeah, pistols and Kevlar, yeah. But yeah, okay, so we should see some pistols and Kevlar, maybe dropped by Kinky or something. But either way, it's not going to be the most economical certainty for this CT side. In Gamer Legion, they're being given a lot of room to maneuver on this T side. It's sort of reminiscent to how good Dreammeters were on their T side, being able to make sure that their opponents didn't have room to move. And with Overpass being particularly CT sided, or at least more than the T in general, you'd expect Dreammeters to be on top right now. But Gamer Legion just showing how strong they can be. A couple of rounds that may have, you know, fluttered about here and there that weren't particularly too strong, but they seem to have overall found a nice little bit of momentum. These final 2 pistols, or at least the 2 pistols, one of them to be held toward the B bomb site. Gamer Legion, a free passage to walk right on through, and a free bomb plant to be given up as well. Dreammeters do not want to challenge this kind of position. I wouldn't be surprised as soon as that bomb is planted, Sviat, Kinky, and Speedak don't just pull away from the bomb site, don't aggress whatsoever. You can save your rifles again into the next round, and that's the smart thing. That's what they'll be doing. So 8-4, Gamer Legion to win the first half with minimum rounds required. But Dreammeters overall playing smart, making sure they don't give up any rifles, which is probably the better round outcome overall. Even though you give up an extra round to your T-side opponents, but they're only getting stronger. You can see after this round with the money build-up, they're going to have like $8,000 on a couple of players. So it's going to take a lot from Dreammeters, and especially with so little rounds left, it's going to be even harder to shut down these guys as soon as they get all that money.
Yeah, that's the... like, it's pretty scary, honestly, by Gamer Legion, almost so for Dreammeters in this case, because first of all, the money, as you said already, they're going to reinvest obviously, and the only saving grace they have for themselves is the fact they saved those 3 rifles, and they're able to keep like $2K in the bank. That's it. That's the only thing that's really keeping them from almost certainly losing this first half. And we do see Kinky pushed up deep towards Fountain. Speedak will leave him alone. Kinky finds one good headshot, but not enough to kill Existence. It's at least 1 kill, but now they have to make up for it, and they certainly cannot afford to lose anymore. And Hampus, he's smart enough to realize, okay, maybe I'm a little bit too committed. I should fall back, and he does successfully so. Krad, ooh, he was on the hunt. He sees the feet of Hampus down to 12 HP. This is pretty darn decent. Dreammeters Two players are down below 20 HP. One bullet, they're gone. And this is looking a lot better than how it did at the start of the round, at least. DE making some progress here and there, and they're biting, or more so, they are biding their time, and they're giving a chance to themselves to actually win this with, well, I guess you could say relative success. They do have that money still in the bank, and if they can keep 2 or 3 rifles going into the next round, they should be pretty safe to continue this first half and potentially close it out 8-7 or 7-8, if nothing else. Scream, though, he's going to be the one man that's going to be connecting the dots. If he can get the kill on Speeduck, which is unlikely at the moment. It's all eyes on Gamer Legion. It's an A split through long and toilets. And Speeduck, he's going to be the connecting factor for the defense. He's going to see, or more so hear, Hampus. Oh, goodbye, Existence. He's dead. Yeah, I'm not sure what is going on here. That's a double. Finally, Scream comes out to peek wide and gets a kill, but that was a huge mistake by Gamer Legion. Knife in hand and, you know, Existence just running forward. What are you doing, buddy? Back to 2v2, though. 9 seconds, 8 seconds. Timing is of the essence. Scream finds the kill. 6 seconds, and Forster, he's going to push the smoke. He will, but pulls out a knife. Why does he pull out a knife? He pulled out a knife, man. And it's 9-4. Dream Eaters. Surely they rebuy here. They've got 7k on 2 players. And 5 on 1 more. That's pretty weird. That's pretty...
Yeah.
Meh.
Not too sure what the logic, or at least the thought process behind that was. Not that it really brings too much to the table either. That's... Yeah, it's a weird round in itself. Gamer Legion. They shan't be complaining, though. It's a free round for them, or at least a very, very dangerous round that turned out positively. Scream, gotta say, was the sole creator of that round in the final sort of 15 seconds or so, and as they stack up HS, he'll be able to find himself a first. Forrester at least trading back, but not before he's tagged down to 34. I love the fact that they send men, or are so confident enough to send men toward bomb sites alone. They at least come out with a frag and know they've dealt some damage, and still are able to group up and make sure that they head toward a site together at the end of the round. And oh, Hampus, that's such beautiful info, because that allows Scream to swing in, take a frag, support his teammate. Oh god, it just goes from bad to worse.
Yeah, it's just like,
oh dear,
exponential fall by Dream Eaters. This is not looking too sweet. Certainly not looking too good at all. And Hampus, ooh, he's... Okay, I thought he was actually tagged. I would have lost my shit if Hampus would have been tagged with a jumping scope up there by Sviat. But luckily that's not the case. It's the opposite around. But in any case, as you said, Dream Eaters, this is first half done. 10-4 currently coming up, and the money is as limited as it is. With the 2 saved rifles, they will be able to drop 2 more, so that's going to be enough for DE to actually reinvest into another round, at least with some sort of a proper buy to a certain degree. But overall, this first half is looking very much defeated already for Dream Eaters, and they're going to have to bring something different on the table if they wish to change the outcome of this second map by the looks of it. Oh no, the op is lost. That's it. Forrester can't die. Forrester has to stay alive. No, Forrester!
Oh.
Now they have no money to even drop rifles. That's the first half gone. Should be gone at least 11-4. Dream Eaters, they are going to have enough for what? Maybe 2 M4s, that's it. And even then, yeah.
Just seems a little dire.
Yep.
On the Dream Eaters side at this point. The reinvestment, whilst it will afford at least a couple of submachine guns, it's not particularly going to bode too well. Comparative to what Gamer Legion have, it is so much less at this point, and it is not looking too great for the Russian squad at this point.
Nope.
Kinky already being Molotov inside of Connector. At least the smoke will save him.
Yeah.
Whereas the rest of Gamer Legion, they will begin to split once more up toward this A bomb site. Aggression shown inside of Connector. Forrester actually able to find a kill onto HS at least, so still keeping the advantage with Dream Eaters. Their heads are at least held high. Hampus has already just walked into the A site. He's like, you know what, guys, I'm just going to get behind them. Just give me a second. There's a free kill coming in around like 3 seconds or so, and they definitely don't expect. Nork even pins him down through the fence as well. Jesus. Finally, Hampus will eventually fall, and down to a 4 versus 3. bomb is planted, but look at Existence. He's flanking the flank at this point, but look at Speedak as well. This is such a random round right here. Surely, just go for the knife and get it done. Gonna check long, though. That could work out, but not for Nork, though. Closes down. Looking into a 1 versus 2. There is no kit, and that is a very, very dangerous prospect. All Existence do is has to bait out the defuse, maybe just once or twice, and as he goes for the spam, it will at least close out 10-5. Maybe a little bit more of a respectable scoreline, but still, 10 rounds on the T side is definitely a way to finish.
It is. And the fact is, Dream Eaters, they play a very good CT half, or more so CT side overall. They played... It's a bit of a concerning position they're in currently. If they can't win the pistol, they're looking at potential 12 rounds deficit, or more so, 7 rounds deficit. If they lose the first gun round, then they're looking at 14-5 and potentially 15-5. So overall, this is a very tough game to win still for Dream Eaters, but it's possible. It certainly is on the map, or more so on the table still. One thing to mention is, yeah, sure, the knife is not smart it's not smart to go for the knife, but, kind of always need to go for those flashy plays. Why not? Points for flashiness. Yeah. But I am a little bit worried for Dream Eaters, because if you take a look at or more so, if we glance quickly at the scoreboard, HS is only 6 kills, and we all know what HS is capable of, right?
Yeah.
We know how good HS is. So if he wakes up on the CT side, which is the side Gamer Legion excel at, things could take a very wild turn.
And especially when Gamer Legion are pretty dominant, when one of your main fraggers, obviously Nork, Campers, and HS being those kind of main fraggers, HS being relatively quiet, but Gamer Legion still having an outstanding performance. And at this point, it is looking incredibly dominant for them, but of course, we'll see how the second half goes after a short commercial break, and we'll be right back with you just after this small advert.
Loot.bet. Made for live betting.
Second half is here, and so is our third and final map of tonight. A best of 3 between GL and DE is coming to a close. The winner going to the grand finals, the loser fighting in the, I guess you could say, the sub-finals against the winner of the lower bracket, and then, if they win, they have a chance to rematch or revanche against the winner here. But we are yet to find out who's going to win this series, and more so this best of 3. Gamer Legion, the CT side has been very much apocalyptical, and I doubt it's going to be any different now. Nock finds the entry, it's Genki to fall. Ooh, HS, very accurate, very much deadly, double for him, and HS, that's what I'm talking about, right? 6 kills, doesn't matter. Gets a 3k on the pistol and secures it almost single-handedly. I have to say, Dream Eaters, this is going to be a tough T side for them. If they give us their best, then they can still win. But otherwise, if Gamer Legion are given the freedom, and especially the first gun round, then yeah.
I think at this point, Gamer Legion kind of know that they have close victory in the bag. They can get themselves up to that kind of pedestal where they can safely ride out, as long as they do things, normally. Don't get too overconfident like we saw on Train with a couple of rounds that didn't really go in their favor when they definitely could have. But as long as they stay level-headed, they can just get this game done pretty quickly, especially considering that this is going to be a 12-5 before Dream Eaters are able to purchase. They lose that first gun round, like you said, and that's going to be a 14-5 before Dream Eaters can really do anything to prevent it. Not to play close inside a connector, a little crossfire setup with Existence. And the way that it's set up, it's so overpowered.
Yeah.
And that is insane. They're going to keep 5 players alive, most likely, and yes, they definitely are. And essentially, this is just Gamer Legion seeing how quickly they can get the game done, right? Dream Eaters, they seem to have really lost all of the energy from that second map. I think grinding to that 16-14 sort of took all of the the energy and you know, strive out of their plays just because of how long of a map it was, and then having to come into this one where, again, you haven't had the best of times despite it being a more confident map for you. And Game of Legion just started well, and it's sort of transverse into what sort of mess we have at this point for Dream Eaters. If they can take this first gun round, then sure, we can see them get back into this whole HS.
Look at
He's
this.
so confident
This
right
guy.
now. Just slip inside the smoke.
There's 5 people literally in front of him, and he's pushing the smoke. It's like balls of steel, and they're both there. What is this? Oh my god, Scream even gets away with 2 kills.
God.
This is unacceptable. Dream Eaters, their gun round is collapsing under their very feet. 2 players coming in behind, though. Game of Legion, they are knowledgeable to the fact that this is a full B take. Sviat's still gonna be caught by an MP9 in the back. And this is, Existence is the double take. Look at this. This is so smart. Game of Legion, 13-5, 14-5, and, well, should be 15-5 pretty much soon after. Honestly, it is looking like this game might be ending pretty soon. The first gun round was vital for Dream Eaters. Now they have to face off the music, and I'm fairly certain they eco, right? They have to eco here. There's no... Okay, they play pistols and Kevlar. That's smart. You know, they have a little bit of a buy here and there. They have a bit of a utility to work with. I respect that, and I like that. But there is a lot of things they have to fix, and well, Scream, close range, just the 1 kill, not enough. An AK drop, now enough. HS, he's hiding in barrels, but
This is so
yeah,
perfect.
I do hate that kind of hiding place though, because it's so bad in essence, because usually it's checked, usually it's swallowed or checked, and you're kind of useless there. So it's back to a 3-on-4 retake. Game of Legion, it's gonna be a tough one though.
Yeah, even against pistols, it's probably going to be one of the more harder scenarios. Still, Hampus, he'll be able to find at least a first kill onto Nork. Onto Crad. Nork finds one of his own as well.
Oh my god.
And as soon as anything good comes to fruition for Dream Eaters, Game of Legion are just quick to rat it out. 14-5. And whilst the T side will have plenty of money, it seems like the race is already run at this point, and Game of Legion, they're just going to cruise to victory. Even with the fact that they've had to rebuy a couple of weapons, they still have so much money and so much confidence. And rightly so, they've been able to body Dream Eaters in this final map, and they definitely know that victory is on the way. Whereas Dream Eaters, they'll be trying to battle back. It's not done yet. 11 rounds in a row would put them in the victory seat. But that has to be 11 clean rounds without Game of Legion getting a single round to make sure that they don't grab 15. And at that point, that's quite the dangerous prospect. A minute 30 already, as we see Dream Eaters looking to aggress. They will find the opening frag, though, and Sviat the first to be caught off guard. Nice little flashbang to assist, and they will at least maybe catch a trade back in return. Yes, they will, but can't make it to Crad to refrag back. And as they do pull out of this situation, that's what I'm kind of thinking. Game of Legion do get a little bit overconfident every now and then.
Yeah.
But
Cocky is the best way to put it.
Rightly so. With that many rounds ahead, you're probably exuberating so much confidence. But even
this is
so,
a position I love.
This could be so
really
good.
Yeah, if they bait it well enough from Heaven and force the focus of Dream Eaters towards Heaven and Graffiti, he can get away with 2 or 3 kills. The smoke is deployed as well. Here comes the peek. He's a little bit too early though, and that's gonna cost him his life. I thought he might be waiting a few seconds more, at least for the plant to go down, or at least to start go down, so he can deny one and then the plant as well. But look at this, a 2v2. That should be one. Crad at 10 HP, spotted immediately. And it's all eyes on Kinky. He gets the shutdown though on 1-1 against Scream. This is it. Kinky, he needs to save the day for Dream Eaters. It is series point coming up if they lose. And Kinky, oh, he's about to be spotted. Oh, Scream. Oh, that's, yeah. 15-5, ladies and gentlemen. And it is going to be still another buy for Dream Eaters as they do plant. And the last bonus is now maximum with, of course, with the added with the added $800 for the plant. By the looks of it, we might have, though, an ending of the series coming very soon, though. 15-5 and 10 in a row, as you said. Not 11-10 to tie it up and to potentially win in overtime to pull off a victory in this series overall. In any case, an up on Knock, an up on Speeduck, and all eyes on the 5 men remaining of Dream Eaters.
A lot of eyes right now, sort of wanting them to get back into this game, but with that many rounds to go and with so much confidence, on the Gamer Legion side. You've got to think that it might just be a little too late. And Gamer Legion, rightly so, they've battled against a very worthy opponent. This could have been Wendigo in their place. This might have actually assisted Gamer Legion more than we thought, because obviously we talked about Dream Eaters getting the free passage to the upper bracket final, but essentially it's been the... Oh my god,
Collateral.
a double tag. 3 players stacked to all day long, and even though Speedak will find himself a frag existence to trade back, Kinky tagged down to 4 points of health, and as soon as he dies...
GG.
Yeah, that's game over.
Forrester.
16-5 in Gamer Legion. That'll go to the grand final.
Forrester might be the son of Forrest, but he's got a long way to go before he's going to reach a full pine wood. It's going to be a 1-on-3, and, well, he spots the first, gets the kill. But it's back to a 1-on-2 with 22 HP, 30 seconds, give or take, remaining on the clock. And he's got the bomb on the, well, pretty far away. He needs to pick it up first, and that's still 10 seconds here and there to waste, and then, you know, to plant and find 2 kills. It's a tough one. It's a hard one, and it's going to be nigh impossible to pull off. Dream Eaters, what can they really do? I guess the answer is, well, pray that Forrester clutches this one, and then, you know, pray that they clutch 10 more, or 9 more. In any case, 10 seconds. This is it. Ladies and gentlemen, the end is here. There will be no plant, there will be no victory, and there will be no retreat. 16-5 final score. Gamer Legion secure a 2-1 result in this series. And they go on to the grand finals of Loot.bet Season 2. Or more so, Loot.bet CS Season 2. And, well, on top of that cherry, on top of that bomb, we will be ending tonight's broadcast, actually, on it. So, yeah, that's pretty good, I guess, in a way, how we ended it all.
Yeah, nice little finish. I expected more from Gamer Legion that second map.
Yeah.
Of course, with Train being sort of up in the air, but... respect to Dream Eaters to come and really give a worthy showing. Obviously, probably a lot of speculation on their free passage to that upper bracket final, and I think they handled it relatively well. I think with the way that Gamer Legion played in that third map, it was always going to pay off for the European mix.